Welcome all. Today's topic is mobile DNA elements or transposons. Okay, let's see what are mobile DNA elements or transposons. Okay, transposons are DNA sequences that can move around to different positions within the genome of a single cell, and the process is called as the transposition. Okay, means here transposons are nothing but the DNA sequences that can move anywhere in the genome. Okay, means they are movable or mobile genetic elements of a chromosome that can move from one location to another within the genome, right? Means they are free to move anywhere in the genome, right? So let's see the general features of transposable elements. Okay, first they can cause mutations and change the amount of DNA in the genome. Okay, mutations as insertion, deletion or a translocation, so that they change the amount of DNA in the genome, or they alter the genetic identity or the genome size also. So transposons are also called as jumping genes and are examples of mobile DNA elements. As you know, there are many types of mobile genetic elements and they can be grouped based on their mechanism of transposition. Right? So transposable mobile elements make genetic changes and having important contribution to the evolution of genome, as they get inserted into genes or into the regulatory sequences, and they can modify the gene expressions. Okay, means they produce the chromosomal mutations as we discussed. If the copy of transposon get inserted into the genome, then copy number of that genome or the DNA get increases, and the copy number is nothing but the size of genome get increases. Okay, so transposons are divided into three general classes. First class is class 1, that is compound or composite transposon, that includes TN5, TN7 and TN10 transposons. Okay. Then class 2, that is complex transposons, that includes TN3 transposon. Okay. Then last one is class 3, that contains bacteriophage mu and the related phages. Okay, so let's discuss class 1 type, that is the composite or retrotransposons. But here these transposons or these class are classified into two classes based on their mechanism of transposition. Means here types of transposons are based on their mechanism of transposition. Okay, so there are two main types of transposons. First class is composite or the retrotransposons. What is the retrotransposon? Let's see. Retrotransposons copy themselves and paste copies back into the genome anywhere. Okay, means retrotransposons copy themselves to RNA by the process of transcription, but in advance to being transcribed, the RNA get copied into the DNA by reverse transcriptase enzyme, which is coded by the transposon and inserted back into the genome. Okay, means this is a type of transposable genetic element found in eukaryotic genomes that utilizes RNA as an intermediate and the enzyme reverse transcriptase to make transposition or to transpose themselves, right? So this reverse transcription of an RNA transcript of transposon produces a DNA copy that subsequently insert into genome to effect transposition. Okay. So these retrotransposons may be the degenerate retroviruses that we'll see later in detail. So these retrotransposons, also called as transposons via RNA intermediate, and are genetic element that can amplify themselves in genome and are ubiquitous component of the DNA of many eukaryotic organisms. Okay, so these DNA sequences use the copy and paste mechanism whereby they are first transcribed into RNA and then converted back into the identical DNA sequences using reverse transcription method. Okay, and these sequences are then inserted into the genome at target site. That's why the mechanism is called as the copy and paste mechanism. Okay, so the transposons or the retrotransposons replicative mode of transposition, it is by means of an RNA intermediate which rapidly increases the copy number of elements and thereby can increase genome size. Okay, so like DNA transposable element which we'll see later, but they induce mutations by inserting near or within the genes. Okay, so furthermore, retrotransposon induced mutations are relatively stable because the sequence at the insertion site is retained as they transpose via the replication mechanism, right? You need to know all these things about the retrotransposons, and again these retrotransposons copy themselves to RNA and then back to the DNA that may integrate back into the genome. This is the key mechanism of copy and paste mechanism of retrotransposons. Okay. Then the second step, forming DNA, may be carried out by the reverse transcriptase, which the retrotransposon encodes. Okay. So transposition and the survival of retrotransposon within the host genome are possibly regulated by retrotransposons. Okay. That and host encoded factors to avoid deleterious effects on host and the retrotransposons as well. Okay. Therefore, the understanding of how retrotransposons and their host genome have to co-evolve mechanism to regulate transposition or insertion specificities and the mutational outcomes in order to optimize each other's survival is still in infancy. But we'll see with the help of image in short. Okay. Now, retrotransposons behave very likely to retroviruses such as HIV, giving a clue to the evolutionary origin of such viruses. Okay, and also retrotransposons are particularly abundant in plants also. Okay, where they are often principal component of nuclear DNA, and the inmates that contain 49 to 78% of genome is made up of retrotransposons, and in wheat about 90% of the genome consists of repeated sequences and 68% of transposable elements. In mammals, almost half of the genome, that is 45 to 48%, is transposons or remnants of transposons. Then around 42% of human genome is made up of retrotransposons. Okay. So let's see here. There are three main classes of retrotransposons. Now here three classes of retrotransposons are given. First one is the viral retrotransposons, that are the LTRs, that are also called as LTRs, that means the long terminal repeats, that are the viral transposons that encodes reverse transcriptase to reverse transcribe RNA into DNA, that copy and paste mechanism, and have long terminal repeats, that are LTRs, and they are very similar to the retroviruses. Okay, means these LTR retrotransposons have direct LTRs that range from about 100 base pair to over 5 kilobase pair in size. Okay, the LTR retrotransposons are further subclassified into TY copia-like elements, then TY3 gypsy-like elements, and BEL PAO-like group based on both their degree of sequence similarity and the order of encoded gene products. Okay. So next see second type, that are the lines, and lines are nothing but the non-LTRs. Okay, means lines, full form of line is long interspersed nuclear elements. So what are lines? Let's see. So non-LTRs retrotransposon, which consist of two subtypes. First is line, that is long interspersed nuclear element, and second one is also includes short interspersed nuclear element that are sines. Okay, so lines and sines are the non-LTR retrotransposons, and sines and lines are the example of non-LTR retrotransposons. Okay, this is the second type of retrotransposons which includes sines and lines. You just remember that. So non-long terminal LTRs or non-LTR retrotransposons are widespread in eukaryotic genome. That means lines and sines. And lines possess two ORFs, that are open reading frames, which encode all the functions needed for the retrotransposition. Okay, these functions include reverse transcriptase and endonuclease activities, in addition to nucleic acid binding property needed to form ribonucleoprotein particles. Okay, sines, on other hand, coped with line machinery and function as a non-autonomous retrotransposons. Okay, means they are dependent on another type of transposons for its translocation. That's why they are called as a non-autonomous retrotransposons. Okay, which are historically also called as junk DNA. Okay, so both lines and sines were the incorporated into novel genes so as to evolve new functionality. Okay, so some retroviruses genomes have four unique features. Just let's discuss about them. They are only viruses that are truly diploid first. Then they are only RNA viruses whose genome is produced by cellular transcriptional machinery. That is means without any participation by virus encoded polymerase, right? Then next, there are only viruses whose genome requires a specific cellular RNA, or that is the tRNA, for replication. And the last feature is they are positive sense RNA viruses whose genome does not serve directly as mRNA immediately after the infection. So these are some features regarding the retroviruses. And the next family is the non-viral superfamily that do not code for reverse transcriptase and which is easily get transcribed by the RNA polymerase 3. Okay, this is the information regarding the types of retrotransposons. Let's move further. Class 2 DNA transposons. So this is again second type of transposon, that is the class 2 transposon, that is also called as DNA transposon. Just see, the class 2 transposons differ from retrotransposons as their transposition mechanism does not involve an RNA intermediate formation. Okay, means here they skip the formation of RNA intermediate formation and the direct excision of the DNA transposon takes place. Okay, that's why the class 2 transposons usually move by cut and paste mechanism rather than the copy and paste using transposase enzyme. Okay, means here the direct excision of the DNA transposon or the DNA segment takes place. That's why it is the cut and paste mechanism. They can bind to any site of the DNA molecule and to the target site within the genome, right? So all DNA transposons do not transpose through cut and paste mechanism, but in some cases, means there are exceptions. In some cases, a replicative transposition is observed in which transposon replicates itself to a new target site. Okay. So both these classes of transposon may lose their ability to synthesize reverse transcriptase or transposase through the mutation. So by mutation, they can lose their property to produce the transcriptase or the transposase enzyme. Okay. So with the help of this diagram, you can clearly understand the difference between the retrotransposons and the DNA transposons class 2. Okay. So let's see first class 1 here. Let's see. Here you can see the donor DNA which is indicated by the dark blue color and the retrotransposon segment which is indicated by the orange color. Okay. The first step in this retrotransposon mechanism is the transcription. Okay. After this transcription, the RNA intermediate get formed. Okay. This is the first step, and then this RNA intermediate get converted into the DNA intermediate with the help of reverse transcriptase enzyme, and the process is called as a reverse transcription. Okay, this is the key steps, and that's why it is called as copy and paste mechanism. Let's see how. So this formed DNA intermediate get incorporated into the target DNA, which is indicated by the light blue color here. Okay, so this incorporation of this transposable element into the target DNA is takes place. That's why here the copy and paste mechanism is there, because DNA copy of this RNA intermediate get incorporate into this target DNA. That's why it is called as a copy and paste mechanism of retrotransposons. So let's move. Next is the DNA transposon, that is the class 2 DNA transposons. Here you can see the donor DNA is indicated by the blue color, whereas DNA transposons is in pink color. So here, as we have discussed, direct excision of this DNA segment or the DNA transposition is takes place, that they form DNA intermediate first, and that DNA intermediate is get incorporated into the target DNA, which is indicated by the light blue color. Okay, so here directly integration of the excised DNA transposon is takes place. So that's why it is called as the direct cut and paste mechanism, and the mechanism of DNA transposon is cut and paste mechanism. Okay, I hope you clearly understand difference between the retrotransposons and DNA transposon with the help of this diagram. So let's see next. Transposable elements in prokaryotes. Okay, means there are many transposable elements in bacteria as insertion sequences, composite transposons, co-integration model of transposition, conjugative transposons, integrons, transposons, mutagenesis, and the transposing bacteriophage mu. But here in this video we are going to see these two types. First is insertion sequences and second is the transposons, that is the TN transposons. So here let's see first insertion sequences. What are the insertion sequences? Let's see. They are simple type of mobile DNA element present in bacterial chromosomes and plasmids, okay, which produces enzyme transposase for mobilization and insertion. Okay, so these insertion sequences are the simplest form of transposable element found in prokaryotes. Okay, they were first discovered in the connection with genes controlling galactose utilization in E. coli. Okay, means they are firstly found in E. coli galactose. Then these IS elements are normal constituents of bacterial genome. Okay, so they may be present in the chromosome or extra chromosomal genetic element, which is plasmid. Okay, so they produces its own transposase enzyme for the translocation, right? Then their size ranges from 768 base pair to 5 kilo base pair. Okay, so IS firstly identified in galactose operon of E. coli, we discussed about that, which is 786 base pair long and present with 4 to 19 base copies in E. coli chromosome. Okay, so at both ends IS elements have inverted terminal repeats that are called as ITRs. Okay, so insertion sequences are distinct genetic units of less than 2.5 kilobase pair of DNA whose only genes are related to transposition and self-propagation. Okay, then IS elements can independently replicate and inserted into new locations within the genome without leaving original site. Okay, means they do not leave their original site and have short that 10 to 40 base pair inverted repeat at both the ends. Okay, means there are many IS elements in bacteria which differ in their nucleotide sequence, but all such elements have some common features in their structure. Okay, so first main important characteristics of IS element is the presence of 19 to 41 or 10 to 40 base pair, as we have just discussed. Nucleotide long sequences at each end repeated nearly or identically but oriented in opposite direction. Okay, that's why they are called as inverted repeats. Okay, so these IS elements may be present in multiple copies also in bacterial cell, that is they may be more than one copy of IS element in each cell. Okay, altogether IS element may account for about 0.3% of total bacterial genome. Okay, means the total bacterial genome may contain 0.3% of total of its genome. Sorry. Some of the IS elements of E. coli that have been identified and sequenced are IS1, IS2, IS4 and IS5. Okay. Here IS elements are denoted by numerical index such as IS4, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. This number is according to their discovery. Okay. So each IS element contains a set of genes that are designated by letter also, such as ISA, and the IS elements typically encode 1 to 3 proteins, okay, that contain the translocase, resolvase or the transposase. Okay. So just let's see the features of this IS element. So transposition of IS element, it requires site of integration, that is the target site. Okay. So this transposase make staggered cut in DNA at target site and then IS element inserts. Okay. The DNA polymerase then come and ligase fill the gaps, that is the transposase behaves like restriction enzyme here, that is to cut the DNA segment. Okay. So about 5 base pair of small direct repeats flanking the target site get cleared. Okay. So in transposition of an IS element or transposon, the transposable element is precisely duplicated and one copy is inserted into the target site and other copy remains at original site. Thus each transposition event, the number of copies of element doubles. Okay, you need to know all these things about IS elements. Then an important feature of transposition of IS element is that the insertion of IS elements result in the duplication of target site. Okay, this is the main important point you need to remember. This site consists of short DNA segment having 3 to 12 nucleotide pairs. For example, the target site of IS1 has 9 base pairs and that of IS2 has 5 base pairs. Okay. So these IS elements are inserted between the two duplicated copies of the target site. Thus, with each transposition event, the target site is also duplicated and the sequence of bases in target site may vary for same transposable element at different target sites. But here the number of base pairs remain constant for particular element. Okay. So this process of insertion of IS element involve a pair of staggered nicks, just we discussed, staggered nicks on two opposite sides of strands of target DNA producing two free single stranded ends to which the copy of IS element is joined. Okay. So this, as a result, two gaps are created in opposite strands of recipient DNA and then the gaps are filled up by the DNA polymerase and ligase. Thereby, an inserted IS element with its terminal indirect repeats is flanked on either side by two short direct repeats orienting from the duplicate target sequence. Okay. So let's see the structure or the image of IS1 elements. Okay. So this is the structure of IS1 element which contains IR, that is the inverted repeats at right and left at both the side. Okay. So let's see, the central segment contains the transposase gene which is responsible for the transposase enzyme. Okay. So here you can see the transposase gene is flanked by the inverted repeats here. So here you can see at 5' end inverted repeats contain ATGC sequence, for example, and at the 3' end it contains exactly opposite sequence to the ATGC, that is the TACG. that is the completely opposite sequence or inverted sequence. That's why they are called as inverted repeats. Okay. I hope you understand the structure of IS element and mechanism of its transposition. Now let's discuss second type, that is the type of transposon that is more complex transposon, and that contains again two subtypes. First type is composite transposon and second one is non-composite transposons. Okay. So transposons are larger mobile elements and are more complex in structure than IS elements. Okay. They contain functional genes in addition to those required for transposition. Such genes generally confer resistance to the antibiotics. Okay. So some transposable elements have additional genes associated with them, like antibiotic resistance factor. So this antibiotic resistance factor typically occurs when an infecting bacterium acquires a plasmid that carries gene encoding resistance to one or more antibiotics. So these genes can radially transfer from one bacteria to another bacteria. Okay. So let's see first type, that is the composite transposon. First, they carry gene for antibiotic resistance which is flanked by IS elements. Okay. In this figure you can see here. So composite transposons have central segment containing genes for the drug resistance. Okay. And they are flanked on both ends by IS elements. Okay. So the IS elements are of the same type in particular transposons and they are designated by ISL, that is L for left, and ISR for right. Okay. So the IS elements may be oriented in same direction or in the opposite direction also. The total length of the transposon may be several thousand nucleotide long. So here let's see the example of TNT composite transposon. Here you can see the total length of this TN10 transposon is 9.3 kilobase pair and have 6.5 kilobase pair of central DNA which contains gene for tetracycline resistance, that is the antibiotic tetracycline resistance gene at the middle. Okay. And 1.4 kilobase pair inverted IS elements. Okay. At left and right at the both ends. Now again second example, here you can see, that is the TN5. It is 5700 base pair and have kanamycin, neomycin, bleomycin and streptomycin resistance gene at its center and IS50 at both the ends. Okay. Here in this image you can see the antibiotic resistance gene are flanked by the IS element at left and right, that is the IS50 elements. Okay. So these IS elements provide transposase and ITR, that is the inverted terminal repeats recognition signals. Okay. So these are the composite transposons. Now let's discuss non-composite transposons. Okay. So non-composite transposons, they carry genes for antibiotic resistance but they do not have IS elements. Okay. Means ends are without IS element repeated sequence. So this is the main difference between the composite and non-composite transposons, as they lack IS element at their ends, but they contain inverted repeats instead of IS element at the both ends. So here in this image you can see the inverted repeats L and inverted repeats R, that L indicates left and R for right. Okay. So they contains gene for transposition in their central segment of DNA. The genes are, let's see here example, TN3 is the example of non-composite retrotransposon. Okay. That is 5 kilobase pair with 38 base pair inverted terminal repeats and contains 3 genes, that is BLA for beta lactamase which encodes for ampicillin resistance, then TNP that is for transposase and TNP for resolvase which functions in recombination. Okay, so here in this figure you can see the structure of this TN3 non-composite transposons. Okay, so these non-composite transposons are without IS elements, but they have inverted repeats at both ends like IS elements. So they differ from IS element in being longer and having genes for the drug resistance. Otherwise the structure is same. Okay. So both types of transposons cause duplication of target site like IS elements here. Okay. So models of transposition of these elements, let's see, they transpose similar to that of IS elements. Okay, but duplication of target site occurs here, right? Then the transposition may be replicative, that is copy and paste, and it can be non-replicative also, that is cut and paste like DNA transposons. Okay. So next, the movement of transposon from one genome, that is from plasmid to another, that is chromosome, means movement of transposon from plasmid to chromosome that co-integrate transposon to both genomes. Okay, as a result in same type of mutation as IS elements. Okay. So here this was all about the transposons and their mechanism of transposition. So let's see some examples of bacterial transposons. There are many transposons from various gram-negative and gram-positive bacteria, and E. coli transposons that contains various antibiotic resistance genes. Let's discuss about them. Here first example is TN3, which is having beta lactamase for ampicillin resistance. Then TN5, as we have discussed, kanamycin and other 3 genes resistance, antibiotic resistance genes. That means the TN5 contain kanamycin, streptomycin, bleomycin resistance gene in their sequence. And then here TN7, depending on the antibiotic cassette, resistance to the trimethoprim, streptozotocin, then the spectinomycin and the streptomycin resistance genes are present in TN7. Now in TN9, which is having chloramphenicol resistance gene at the center, and TN10 is having the tetracycline resistance gene. Okay, so these were some examples of E. coli transposons. I hope you clearly understand this transposable mobile DNA elements. Okay, so this was all about the transposable mobile DNA elements. In next video, we will discuss about the transposable mobile elements in eukaryotes and its discovery. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the lecture. Thank you so much.